guys, great to see you again. This video is about self-determination theory. Now this is one of my favorites, okay? Now you may have seen in this series me talk about intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation, okay? This particular theory, the theory of self-determination, is all about intrinsic motivation, okay? This is why I love it so much, because it's about tapping in to how we can make the learning and the training that we're delivering out more exciting and more motivational for our learners, okay? So this particular theory is the brainchild of Ryan and Deci. So Richard Ryan and Edward Deci. So check it out. There's obviously a book that they've written all about self-determination theory. But I think, you know, for today's workforce, this is one of the theories that has just made such a massive impact on the way we have delivered and created our learning technologies. So listen up, because it's a real good one here. So the whole idea of the theory of self-determination is to get that sense of curiosity about the learning, okay? So fundamentally, that is what we are trying to do, okay? So we're using the idea that we want to be self-determined, we want to be curious ourselves about the learning that we're about to do, okay? And it's really simple, okay? There's basically three parts to it. I've got to feel competent to be curious and want to carry on learning. I've got to be able to relate that learning to my learning environment, okay, or my work environment. And I've got to have a sense of autonomy, okay? So I've got to have the ability to basically take that learning and do something with it on my own, okay? I've got to have a sense of autonomy about that particular knowledge. So first of all, let's just be really, really clear. The first ingredient is I have to have a sense of competence. And in order to have a sense of competence, okay, I need to have a sense of progression. Okay, so you can't suddenly walk into a room and bang, next second you know you're competent. In order to know that you've done something worthwhile, you need to have incremental progress. Okay, so when you're thinking about your training program, it's important to give that sense of progress to learners so they can be confident that they are actually gaining competence in the process, okay? So that is the first thing. We need to reward them as they progress through the training, okay? The second thing is they have to be able to relate this. So there's a video that I've done on Bloom's taxonomy, okay? And one of the things that we know about turning knowledge into behavior is in order to do that, they have to be able to relate the training to the context in which they are working in, okay? So this concept of relatedness is very, very important. How they are taking that knowledge and applying it in the workplace, how they are relating it to the job that they're doing on a day-to-day basis. And this is why having a social element to the training and to the LMS is absolutely critical, because they need to know not only how they are relating the training to their jobs, but also how other people are relating that training, and so that they can share that with the other people on the platform or within the training environment, okay? And the final thing is really, really important, okay? We know that people don't own a change in their own behavior unless they can make that change of behavior themselves, okay? So they need to apply it, and they need to have that sense of being able to do that new behavior with a sense of autonomy. And a lot of that is being able to give them an environment in which they can try and display that behavior, but it's actually okay to fail, okay? But they need to have a space and a time and be given the autonomy to do something with that knowledge. And if we don't get them to get to a sense of using that knowledge in the way they want, we will never create passionate advocates. And when we are talking about changing culture, and when we are talking about, changing behavior, it is absolutely critical to have passionate advocates for the new way of working. Okay, so the more autonomy we can give leaders around the business, or the more autonomy we can give learners in displaying this new behavior and giving them creative ways to show how they're using this new behavior, the more likely they are to be motivated, okay? So those three things, super, super important. And, you know, I really hope that you'll think about that in your training program, because, you know, if you can give people a sense of, you know, their own motivation within the training, what you will find is that they suddenly have a much more passionate feeling towards being curious about learning new things. So giving people that intrinsic rewards and being able to give them the tools that they can get those intrinsic rewards during the process of the training, you really will find that that is the secret to getting people to move to a more vibrant, more proactive learning culture. That's it from me, guys. Thank you very much. Hi guys, my name's Juliette Denny, and I'm from a company called Growth Engineering. I hope that you enjoy these videos. I hope you give it a big thumbs up. I also hope that you comment and you give us some questions, because otherwise, how am I going to know what you want to learn about in future? So I want your comments and I want your feedback. And then most importantly, it would be really great if you could subscribe to the channel. And then when I'm delivering out new content, and hopefully I'm answering questions that you guys have asked me, you'll know when I post another video. So thank you very much. And thank you for being part of my learning tribe.